Do you want to become a graphic designer? In this video, I'm going to share with you the 5 things that I would do if I was to start over in 2025 and become a graphic designer all over again. If you're new here, hi, my name is Maya. I'm a freelance brand designer and packaging specialist based in the UK, and some really wow moments from my design career so far were designing for Grace Beverly's Shreddy. Also, launching a really big rebrand for Swedish brand Hund Inspiration. And if you want to see the full case study for that project, I'm going to put the video up here so you can see it. And today I'm here to share with you what I would do in 5 steps to become a graphic designer all over again in 2025. When I started as a graphic designer, YouTube was not really a big thing. Especially for learning how to become a graphic designer. But now the resources are so many out there and YouTube is really cool for that. So let's start your journey as a graphic designer in 2025. The first thing I would do to start my graphic design journey would be to start from the basics, learn color theory, typography, rule of thirds, and layouts. You can learn about these in so many different ways. There are so many YouTube channels and YouTube videos that explain those things, and I will make sure to also start making those videos as well for you so you can have them all in one place. There are also so many books that you can find. Number 2 would be to practice what you've learned on dummy projects, passion projects. You can find those kind of briefs on Instagram, on YouTube. A lot of designers are also sharing on Instagram a lot of different briefs, design briefs that you can find and you can follow. You can also tag them at the end of your design journey and they might feature you as well. But it's a really cool way to explore your options, explore your capabilities, and learn so much during the process. Another really cool way that you can do this step is to use ChatGPT. I've been using this and it's really cool to create really interesting briefs. You can give all the guidance you want, a lot of information or just a little information, and ChatGPT will give you a small brief that you can follow and you can just do the design part. So for example, a prompt that you can use is generate a brand identity brief for me so I can follow and create a logo design. Please include a business name, the target audience, and what the business is doing. You can also ask ChatGPT to generate 5 different briefs based on the information you give, so you have a bit of a choice. A lot of the times I do this because if you ask just one, you might not like it and you need to ask it to regenerate. So from the start, I usually ask for 5 or 10 different briefs. Number 3, what I would do on my new journey as a graphic designer would be to find the area I really want to focus on and actually focus on that. Graphic design is such a broad term and it tends to broaden even more in the last few years, but you really need to just figure out what areas interest you the most. For example, you can be a brand designer and a web designer, or you can just be one of those. You can be a motion designer, you can be a UX UI designer. You can choose so many different areas, and the trick is to just focus on one or a couple of those areas and really niche and find your expertise, focus on your learning on that. And what I found in my career is that it's always best to be an expert in a few areas, because when a client or a company is looking for someone that is really an expert on an area or 2 areas of design, then you have the advantage of being an expert in those areas instead of being just a generalist. It's not a bad thing to be a generalist, and you can always start with that and learn a lot of different things and aspects of design and then figure out what you love the most. For example, this is how I started. I was a generalist until I started working at a print studio and I really figured that I love packaging design. I knew from the start that I love branding and logo design, so I kind of combine it these days, and this is my expertise. Number 4 is definitely to do lots of courses. You don't really, in 2024 and 2025, and I'm pretty sure it will become even more popular in the next 5 to 10 years, but you don't really need to actually spend money to do courses. Again, this was not a thing when I was looking to become a graphic designer. These days, you can find so many design courses on YouTube. You can find them on Skillshare, you can find them on Udemy, you can find them in so many different places, and you can either do the courses for free, for example, YouTube, and you just watch the ads and that's it, or you can spend a lot less compared to what I spent when I learned design back in Greece. That's a different story. There are also really nice short courses that you can find, for example, from University of Arts in London. This is where I studied strategic branding, and it was really cool. Yes, you need to pay, but again, the price that you pay for the amount of knowledge that you get is really nice. So I would definitely advise to do as many courses as you can find, but just don't lose yourself into courses and courses and courses. The most important is for you to get to work, get into designing, practice, and work on those passion projects. And lastly, step number 5 would be to, of course, create your design portfolio. Choose one of the many different options out there for web hosting. You can use Wix, you can use Squarespace, you can use WordPress. I'm using Hostinger and I'm really happy with it. And you can build your design portfolio with all of these passion projects we worked on during this process. Put all of your information, you can put your resume, you can basically add and remove whatever you want, but please remember to add a bit of information for at least a few of the projects you are uploading. A mistake I was doing for a few years in my design career was that I was just uploading images of the designs I had done without any context, and this doesn't really help the person that is viewing your portfolio and is really looking to hire a designer to understand what was the thought process, what were you doing for this project. You might think, oh, I am uploading this project about a packaging design, so everyone will understand that I did the branding, I did packaging, I did artwork, die lines and everything. But in reality, when someone is looking at a mock-up of a packaging design, chances are they will just understand that you did the packaging design for that project. So make sure to really outline what you've done, and if you collaborated with someone on a project, make sure to mention them. If you want to see more of how I am working during a branding project, I have recently uploaded a case study for Hund Inspiration Brand Refresh, and it's really interesting.